Most people reading this right now are going to feel one of two things when this video is over. Either relieved because they already did this, or frustrated because nobody told them sooner. I am going to tell you about a one-page form that exists in almost every single county in America, and most seniors have never filled it out, and it is costing them hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars every single year. In property taxes, they were never legally required to pay. Here's the number that should stop you right where you are. According to the National Council on Aging, roughly half of all seniors who qualify for property tax relief programs never apply for them. And that is not because the programs do not exist. It is because nobody sat down and explained them in plain language. So that is exactly what we are doing today. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to know what these programs are, why most seniors miss them completely, and exactly what you need to do this week to find out if you are leaving money on the table. Here is the core problem, and it is simpler than you might think. Property taxes in this country are not automatically adjusted. When you retire, they keep climbing every single year based on assessed home values that have nothing to do with your fixed income, and nobody at your county tax office is going to call you up and say, "Hey, we have a program that would lower your bill significantly. Would you like to apply for it?" That call never comes. The system is designed so that the relief is available, but you have to ask for it. And most seniors either do not know it exists, or they assume they probably do not qualify, or they tried to look it up. One time got confused by government language and gave up. That last one is the most common, and honestly it makes sense because these programs go by different names in different places: senior exemption, homestead, freeze, circuit breaker relief, senior assessment, freeze tax, deferral, and on. And every county has different paperwork, different deadlines, and different income thresholds. So it feels like a maze, and most people just walk away from it. But here is what I want you to hear clearly before we go any further. The money is real, and for many seniors it is significant. We are talking about reductions of $200 and $300, even $800 a year in some states, and in high property tax. States like Illinois, New Jersey, New York, and Texas, some seniors are saving over $1,000 annually just from these programs. Now, let me walk you through the types of programs that actually exist, because understanding the menu is the first step. The most common one is called a homestead exemption, and this is exactly what it sounds like. Your primary residence gets a portion of its assessed value exempted from taxation. So, if your home is assessed at $200,000 and your state offers a $50,000 senior homestead exemption, you are only being taxed on $150,000 of value. Most states offer this, and most have an enhanced version specifically for seniors over a certain age, usually 62, 65, or 70. The second type is something called a senior freeze program. And this one is particularly powerful because it does not just give you a one-time reduction. It locks your assessed property value at the level it was when you enrolled, so even if your home value goes up, your tax bill stays flat. Think about what that means in a neighborhood where home values have jumped 30 or 40%. Over the last 5 years, your neighbors are paying significantly more, and you are not, because you enrolled in the freeze program before the values ran up. Third, there are income-based relief programs, and these exist specifically for seniors whose total household income falls below a certain threshold. These tend to offer the deepest discounts because they are means-tested, and in some states, a senior with a modest fixed income can get their property tax reduced by 50% or more just based on income alone. Fourth, and this one is underused, there are deferral programs where instead of reducing your tax bill, you are allowed to delay paying it entirely until you sell the home, or pass away the deferred taxes, become a lien against the property, but you stay in your home without paying property taxes year to year. And for a cash-strapped senior on a fixed income, that monthly relief can be genuinely life-changing. Now here's the moment where I want you to really pay attention, because this is where most people go wrong, and where the real money gets left on the table. None of these programs are automatic, not a single one of them. You do not get enrolled just because you turn 65. You do not get the freeze just because you have owned your home for 30 years. And you do not get the income-based reduction just because your income is below the threshold. In every single case you have to apply. You have to submit documentation. In most cases, your prior year tax return. A copy of your ID, proof of age, and proof that the property is your primary residence, and in many counties, you have to reapply every single year to maintain the benefit. That annual reapplication requirement is exactly how people fall off the program and start overpaying. Again, they apply once they get the benefit. They enjoy the lower tax bill for a year or two, and then life gets busy. They miss the deadline. They do not realize the benefit lapsed, and 2 years later, they are paying full rate again. The other thing that catches people off guard is the deadline. Most counties have a fixed application window, typically somewhere between January and April, and if you miss it, you wait another full year before you can apply. Again, which means if you are watching this video right now and you have never applied, the most important thing to know is when your county window opens and whether it is still open this year. And if it is already closed for this year, that is okay, it happens to a lot of people. But you mark the date right now and you apply the moment the window opens in January. Let me also say this because I know it comes up a lot. If you are renting and not a homeowner, some states do still have programs for you. They are less common, but renter rebate programs and circuit breaker credits that offset the property tax your landlord is passing through to your rent do exist in states like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. So do not assume this has nothing to do with you, just because you do not own the property outright. Here's the bottom line, and I want to say it as clearly as I possibly can. Property taxes are one of the largest fixed expenses in retirement, second only to health care for many seniors. And unlike healthcare costs, there are legal government programs specifically designed to reduce this burden for older Americans, and those programs are sitting unclaimed right now by roughly half the people who qualify. The barrier is not eligibility. The barrier is awareness, and that is exactly what this channel is here to fix. 1 page of documentation. In most cases, your prior year tax return, your ID, and proof that you live in the home you own, and you can potentially lock in hundreds of dollars a year in savings indefinitely. If you do just one thing after watching this video, go to your county assessor's website and search for senior property tax exemption or senior homestead exemption. If you cannot find it easily, call the county tax assessor's office directly and ask them which programs are available for seniors over 65. Most of these offices have staff specifically trained to walk you through it. And unlike the IRS, they are generally easy to reach and genuinely helpful. Write down the income thresholds, the application deadline, and what documents you need. And then if you have a family member or a tax preparer or a financial advisor, share this with them. Because applying for these programs is something they can often handle on your behalf in less than 30 minutes. If you have already applied and you are getting this benefit right now, leave a comment below and tell us how much it is saving you each year. Because those real numbers help other seniors understand that this is worth their time. And if you found out from this video that you have been missing out and you are going to apply, I want to hear that too. Subscribe if you are not already, because every week this channel breaks down one specific rule, one program, one form that the government is not going to call and tell you about. This is the stuff that makes a real difference in a fixed income retirement, and you deserve to know it.